and we're away. So, welcome to the live session on the Sony Vaio Duo 13. My name's Chippy. Ultrabooknews.com is where you'll find more information on ultrabooks, convertibles, detachables, 2-in-1s, whatever they're calling them these days. In this recording, we've got some live stuff going on in the background, live chat. We've got live recordings going on, so hopefully one of these recordings is going to work, and it'll be up on YouTube for you if you're watching it. Thanks for joining in. Sony Vaio Duo 13 was launched at Computex. It's a Haswell-based device. That's 4th generation Core using the U-series processors, which are very much designed around the ultrabook idea of thin, light, and pretty much desktop capable. And the Sony Vaio Duo 13 is probably at the moment it is the device that carries more leading edge technology than any of the ultrabooks I've seen so far. It really is a class leader in many respects. Starting with the screen, 13-inch Full HD with Sony's triluminous display technology. It really is a punchy, lovely screen with beautiful viewing angles. It's very, very impressive. Good brightness as well. And that's just the screen. I mean, let's just do this because that's the showpiece there. This is a slider convertible with a reasonable sized keyboard, and they've even managed to squeeze in a mouse pad here. So you've got a number of input options here. So you've got your 10-finger touch, you've got a mouse pad here, and you've also got a digitizer layer as well, and there's the active digitizer pen. So many options there for your input. So if you're worried about this mouse pad, which isn't actually that bad to be honest, you've got other options as well. Backlit keyboard there. It's very, very thin, 1.35 kilos I believe is the weight. Let's just go around the device now and have a look at some of the ports and features on it. So going on to this side, we've got a power button here. There's a speaker behind that. Nothing else on that side. And then here we've got a plain front, but if I just tip that up, you should be able to see here we've got volume up, volume down, and Sony Assist button there to get things like recovery mode up and working. There's an NFC pad on the back there, so you've got NFC capability here, and that's that there. On the other side you have a little pull-out drinks holder. No, it's a pen holder. So basically you just drop your pen in there while you're working away on the screen, and you can just pick that up. Great for right-handed people. I'm left-handed, so that's kind of a bit awkward for me. But anyway, nice place to stow it. There must be a way to get it a little bit more stable than that, but it does seem to hold. Going around the back of the device, this is where you've got the main port set here. So you've got power in, headset port, 2 USB 3s, HDMI. It comes with an HDMI to VGA adapter. There's the HDMI to VGA adapter there. And then over here you've got the Magic Gate port, SD card slot, plus Sony's HG cards go in there. So at least you've got full SD card slot there. Now there's another port hidden away on the back. I'm just going to flip that up on this one because it is 3G capable, and your SIM card just drops in there. Now let's just have a look at the hinge while we're here. Now you can see actually that the screen itself is almost free standing on these 2 points here. Now it's not supposed to, I'm trying to get that in the right angle, not supposed to flip back all the way on that hinge, but there is a bit of play there. Now the leverage on there is going to be huge, so there's every possibility that someone could just bang that top and that it would break the back of this hinge. Now I don't know how strong it is, it's got to have been tested of course, but I just don't like that feel, the fact that it's a little bit, you know, it's got that little bit of free play there. Certainly when you lift it up to put it forward, it doesn't feel perfect. Sometimes when you lift it up it misses the catch on this one. Now, actually, I should mention this is a sample. It's not production retail quality. So maybe there's some changes going on there to make that slightly better, to make it seat into the little catches there a little bit better. But they won't change the hinge. On the back, one other thing I just forgot to mention, that it's an Exynos. I think it's an 8 megapixel camera there, reasonable quality. It's supposed to be good enough for scanning documents, and there's an app which allows automatic sort of crop and zoom of business cards with OCR recognition as well. So if it is good enough for that, and it did work on a couple of tests I did today, then fair enough. It's not going to be used for photography, and won't be tired anyone that holds this up in front of a concert in front of me. It won't be there for long. Inside we've got, on this one, Core i7. It's the he can't remember off the top of his head what Haswell chip it is. It's the 4500U Core i7, so it's a dual core, base clock of 1.8 gigs, and it goes up to 2.4 gigs on turbo boost as well. It goes down to about 750 megahertz. Now, this is a connected standby Ultrabook, so there's a couple of slightly different things going on here than you'll see on normal PCs. For example, you can't switch the power profile. There are no power profiles, or you can create power profiles, but there's very, very little that you can change on the power profile. You can't, for example, say go into high performance mode. It's very strictly controlled here. Now, the reason for that is that in different scenarios, the PC actually does some locking down of things like turbo and clock rate. For example, we're on battery now, so it won't turbo up to 2.4 gigahertz. It also won't do it if it's in tablet mode as well, and that's obviously to preserve thermal characteristics so that it doesn't overheat, basically. And once you lift the lid and plug it into the mains, you get the full power available. So the scenarios are not available for the user to switch. They're self-switching as you go into different usage scenarios with the device. I hope that's clear. The other thing is here, let's just have a look at the device manager. Just a couple of things that need to be mentioned. I said we've got NFC. We've got also a Broadcom Wi-Fi on this. The Broadcom is the only third-party or non-Intel wireless card which is wide-eye capable, and of course, because all new Ultrabooks have to have wide-eye, that's why it's there. Broadcom have really, it looks like Broadcom are the only approved chipset or Wi-Fi chipset manufacturer for connected standby right now, because all the Clover Trail devices have the Broadcom as well, have a Broadcom device. So until Intel makes a super tiny Wi-Fi chipset that can be embedded alongside the Haswell SoC, then it will probably remain Broadcom. Wireless USB is part of that as well. 50 watt-hour battery inside, so that's actually pretty good. 1.34 kilos and a 50 watt-hour battery inside, and for this thickness, it's actually very impressive. The battery is placed, I believe, down here. So 50 watt-hour battery in there. We'll talk about battery life in a minute, because this is a test sample and looks like it's not quite optimized for the best battery life yet, but it does go into connected standby mode, and I'll give you a quick demo of that in a minute. So speakers are good on this, very impressive. Screen, very impressive. You've got the digitized, you've got the backlit keyboard, you've got the fast SSD, you've got 3G on this one. It might even be LTE, I don't know. Fantastic screen, good port set, and let's just think about that tablet mode for a minute. This is definitely not a casual tablet at 1.34 kilos, 1.35 kilos. It's not the sort of thing you take to bed and just sort of tweet with. It is a tabletop tablet, really, so it's more for business and educational use, artistic use, design, architectures might be interested in this, fashion designers, because you've got the digitizer layer, and because of this slider mechanism here. Unlike laptops which have a constantly moving screen, there's a certain amount of rigidity to this which really does allow you to use the pen quite nicely, and I think like the Vaio Duo 11, people that are into digitizers will appreciate it, and people that are not into digitizers will actually get a really nice experience out of it, and will actually start, I think, to learn how to use digitizer and get the advantage out of that. Certainly if you put your effort into learning how to use the digitizer on this, there's a real load of advantages. I'm not just talking about signing PDFs, so bear that in mind. So that's it for the quick sort of round the house on the Sony Vaio Duo 13. I don't think I've missed anything there. It should be available in the shops now. Pricing is pretty high. I don't know exactly how expensive this version would be. Is it a V Pro model? I don't know if it's a V Pro model. I'm just looking at the security devices. You've just got TPM though. I don't think it's a V Pro. TPM version 2. There's GPS on this as well. Yeah, no, there's no V Pro on this. Don't know if there'll be a V Pro version. Would kind of make sense actually if you know, this being a sort of very high-end device for an exec to have a Windows 8 Pro with encryption, V Pro and TPM would make quite the business PC. Alright, so that's it for the quick overview of the Vaio Duo 13. Thanks for watching. The quality of the video isn't what I wanted it to be for this YouTube video. Sorry about any reflections there, but as we're doing a live session, this is pretty much about as good as it gets. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to ultrabooknews.com, where we'll be doing a full review of the Vaio Duo 13. Look out for other videos, because after I've stopped recording this, we're going into a Q&A session with the guys in the chat room, and we're going to be doing some testing, video performance, battery life, etc, etc. Thanks for watching.